Hello everyone and welcome to RadioCSIRT English edition for this special Top 25 CWE episode. I am Marc Frédéric Gomez, your French cybersecurity voice. I hope you are doing well. Today is Friday, December 12th, 2025. This special episode is dedicated to an in-depth analysis of the top 25 CWE weaknesses for the year 2025, as published by MITRE. An English summary is available on my blog, blog.marcfredericgomez.com. The objective of this episode is not to present a descriptive list, but to analyze the dominant structural weaknesses, their real-world exploitability, their operational impact, and the concrete lessons for certain SOC teams in a production, incident response, and information security governance context. Fundamental reminder: CVE, CWE, and root cause. CWE, or Common Weakness Enumeration, describes classes of weaknesses, meaning recurring conceptual, logical, or technical errors in software. By contrast, a CVE describes a specific vulnerability. A CWE describes the underlying mechanism that enabled that vulnerability. The top 25 CWE 2025 ranking is built from the frequency of CWE occurrences in observed CVEs, the average CVSS score, the potential impact on confidentiality, integrity, and availability, and observed exploitation in the wild. For a CERT or a SOC, CWE is a strategic tool because it allows teams to anticipate future vulnerabilities, structure application security audits, prioritize security controls, and strengthen prevention upstream. Detailed technical analysis of dominant weaknesses. CWE 79, Cross-Site Scripting, XSS. XSS remains ranked first, reflecting a persistent failure in input and output handling chains within web applications. From a technical perspective, XSS results from lack of contextual output encoding, excessive trust in client-side controls, poorly mastered front-end components. In a SOC environment, XSS is often underestimated because it does not necessarily generate server-side alerts. It executes in the browser. It is frequently used as a prerequisite for more complex attacks such as OAuth token theft, MFA bypass, or pivoting to privileged accounts. For a CSIRT, XSS must be treated as an initial access vector, especially in IAM, SSO, and internal portal environments. CWE 89, SQL injection. SQL injection remains a critical weakness, particularly in internal business applications and administrative tools. Technically, it relies on string concatenation in SQL queries, lack of strict separation between data and commands, weak application-level privilege management on the database side. In real incidents, SQL injection is frequently exploited for massive data exfiltration, retrieval of application secrets, persistence through configuration data modification. For SOC teams, traces are often hard to detect because the attack flows through legitimate application queries. For CSIRT teams, mitigation requires code audits, application flow analysis, and strict segmentation of database privileges. CWE 352, cross-site request forgery. CSRF. CSRF reflects poor modeling of user session trust. Technically, the application does not distinguish request origin. It relies solely on session authentication. It does not verify user intent. In enterprise environments, CSRF is particularly dangerous in HR portals, administrative interfaces, internal IT tools. It enables silent actions that are difficult to detect, often without usable SOC logs. CWE 862, missing authorization. This weakness marks a major shift in the 2025 ranking. It highlights a failure in authorization logic, not a technical bug. Typically, no server-side access control, controls based only on the user interface, excessive trust in declarative roles. For a CSIRT, this type of weakness is critical because it is difficult to detect with automated scanners. It requires deep business understanding. It is often exploited after an initial compromise. It represents a major risk of fraud, internal espionage, and privilege abuse. CWE 787, out-of-bounds write. Memory vulnerabilities remain central despite progress in safer programming languages. Technically, out-of-bounds writes allow adjacent memory corruption. They are exploited to modify pointers, variables, or control structures. In SOC context, these vulnerabilities are associated with application crashes, erratic behavior, sometimes complex zero-day exploits. For CSIRT teams, they remain a priority in exposed components, security products themselves, firmware and network appliances, CWE 22, path traversal. Path traversal reflects poor file system path handling, often linked to naive concatenation, lack of path normalization, excessive trust in user input. In real incidents, it enables reading sensitive files, accessing secrets, sometimes escalation to code execution. It is common in REST APIs, upload services, and DevOps tools. CWE 416, use after free. Use after free is an advanced memory vulnerability, primarily exploited in browsers, JavaScript engines, system libraries. It enables reuse of freed memory, manipulation of attacker-controlled objects, arbitrary code execution. For CSIRT teams, these flaws are critical because they are often part of sophisticated exploit chains. CWE 125, out-of-bounds read. This weakness mainly leads to information disclosure, memory data exposure, facilitation of other exploit stages. It is frequently used to bypass memory protection mechanisms. CWE 78, OS command injection. OS command injection results from direct shell invocation, injection of user input into system commands. It almost systematically leads to full system compromise. It remains observed in administration scripts, internal tools, industrial environments. CWE 94, code injection. Code injection allows dynamic execution of uncontrolled code. It notably affects template engines, embedded interpreters, some low-code or no-code platforms. Its impact is critical by design. The 2025 ranking highlights several major findings. Persistence of weaknesses known for over 15 years, rise of business logic vulnerabilities, gap between modern frameworks and real-world implementations, significant technical and organizational debt. This is not a tooling problem, but a governance and design issue. For operational teams, this top 25 implies strengthening manual application security audits, closer collaboration with development teams, business-level analysis capabilities within security, prioritization based on root causes, not only CVEs. CWE should be integrated into playbooks, post-incident analyses, design reviews, and information security risk indicators. The top 25 CWE 2025 confirms that most compromises rely on fundamental, well-known, documented, and repeatedly exploited errors. It is an essential strategic reference for any organization operating a mature CSIRT or SOC. And that's the end of this Friday episode from Valencia in France. I hope it provided clear and useful information. If you are a new listener, feel free to subscribe to the RadioCSIRT podcast. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, Deezer, and Spotify. You can find all open source intelligence links used for this episode on RadioCSIRT.com. See you tomorrow for a new episode. Goodbye.